Hello, welcome to the Tommy Trials. My name is Thomas. We're playing Banners of Ruin, and you might go, what on planet Earth is this game, man? The answer that I have for you is I'm not 100% certain. I saw that it just came out. It's on early access. No one reached out to me to see if I would do diddly with it. I paid my own money for this. But it appears to be a card-based, turn-based, roguelike type game. And if that is confusing to you, as it sounds to me, I think you're normal, not odd. We are going to do the tutorial, which is all that I've played. So I have no idea what's going on. But we're going to touch the tutorial, and then potentially do a run. I have no idea how long that's going to last, so we're kind of playing this all definitively by ear here. Ears. Tutorial. Alright. Let's do this. The Blackfoots have been dealt a mighty blow by the fearsome House Ender. Landon seeks his revenge. Who's Landon? I don't know. You and others loyal to the cause have been tasked with bringing the great city of Dawn's Point to its knees, but the odds are against you. This hotbar at the top of the screen, as you can see, displays the number of cards in your deck, the number of members in your party, which would be here. This is the number of cards in our deck, and the florins in your possession. So we are poor. Very, very poor. I can relate. Try clicking the deck icon. So here we can see our deck. These are all the cards you'll take into combat with you. This includes any cards your characters are carrying. If they die, the cards go too. We're going to click on the party, and we're going to take a look at our little Castle Mead. Here you can see all the characters in your party, which is just poor old Castle Mead. It's a small party for now, and you're in bad shape. Try selecting your character. In this view, you can see all the cards a character has equipped, which is just this one. This character has Crude Hatchet equipped as their primary weapon card. Crude Hatchet is a one-handed axe, as we can see, as indicated in the top right of the card. Their secondary slot is free and could take another one-handed card. Two-handed weapons, great swords, great axes, bows, crossbows, and etc. take up both of the weapon slots. Your campaign will take place across several streets, each with an elite enemy at its end. Each lane in the street leads to a service. Once you're done with a service and fight the elite, you'll move to the next street. It looks like some guards are in your way, as we can see. The cards on the left and right have counters. This number 1 here. After selecting a card, any counters on the remaining cards will tick down. When they reach 0, they will be removed from the street. So there's a lot of information, but I understood it once I completed the tutorial, so I'm hoping that we can all grasp this pretty quickly, and then we can just charge headlong into this, because it seems so brilliantly simple, yet complicated and fun. I'm excited. Your character's badly hurt. You should take the herbal remedy and heal up if you're going to survive the next fight. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to heal my party to 100%. You need to regroup with your companion, who must be somewhere in the center lane, considering it says prisoner. I have a feeling. You'll have to resolve that combat to see what's further down the street. So, here we go. Vitality and armor. Vitality, which would be the red, the 24 out of 24 over Castle Mead's head, is a character's health. If this reaches 0, the character will die and be removed from your party. Vitality persists across combats, and I think that's probably important for us to remember as we play further in. I would assume, considering I've never actually done a real run of this game. Vitality persists across combats, which I've already read. Defense, which would be the 14 there, is granted by a character's armor and blocks damage. This is applied at the start of each combat. Better armor can be acquired later in the game. Now, the one thing that this game, which is in early access, so they might update the tutorial, but the one thing it doesn't say is armor is kind of like, if you've watched the XCOM playthroughs, specifically Longmore, armor is kind of like the ablative hit points. It absorbs damage, but once it's gone, it's gone. Until I assume the beginning of the next combat, since it says it's applied at the start of each combat. All of your characters have stamina, which is this little 2 here, and will, which is this little 1 here. Stamina replenishes to its max value each turn. We can basically look at it like action points, if you will. Will does not, though. Cards cost stamina, and will to play. A character can only play a card if they have enough of each stat. And so we can see this card requires 1 stamina, 1 or 0 will, 1 stamina, 1 and nothing, 0 and 0, and 1 and 0. Enemies come in all shapes and sizes. Right now we're just fighting a couple of militia spearmen. I assume evil mice? I have no idea what's going on in the story at all. They have vitality and defense just like you, but use a range of abilities. You can see what an enemy will do on their next turn by looking at their intent, so we can actually see that he is very prepared to stab little Kesselmate, which we'd like to avoid if possible. These enemies intend to attack you for 8 damage each, as we can see. He very much intends to stab me. You can see who an enemy is targeting by hovering over them. Their target is outlined in red. There's only one target, but as you can see, and I assume when we start to have more and more characters involved in an encounter, that's going to be pretty important to know who's attacking who, what do I need to do to try and avoid stuff, so it's pretty nice. Enemies attack in the order of their position. These enemies are both on the front rank, but you'll encounter others on the back rank as well. Weapon cards can only be played by the character wielding that weapon. The symbol at the top of the card, as we can see here, matches the character symbol that we can see here. Try using Crude Hatchet on an enemy. So we're just going to stab that one because we can. Your character gained Charge. Charge is a status effect. Statuses can trigger at various points in combat. You can hover over a status to see what it does. Charge increases the damage of your next attack, so we can actually see that a little bit better. The next time this character attacks, or for every attack in a multi-attack, the damage is increased by the stacks of Charge. Charge is then removed. He has 2 Charge, so if he was going to attack for 1, he'd attack for 3. Pretty simple, but, you know, tons of different things going on all at once. Some cards deal several attacks at once, such as Rush, which deals 1 damage 3 times. With multi-attacks, Charge is applied to each attack in the chain, so instead of being 1 by 3, it's 3 by 3, which is the difference between 3 damage and 9, which I will take, and I'm just going to remove this Militia Spearman because 9 won't kill this one, and I'd prefer to only be fighting one of our little unfriendly friends. Didn't even need the third one. You showed them, you're out of stamina, but one of your cards costs 0 to play. Time to use it. Deal 6 damage to the opponent with the lowest vitality. That's basically a killing blow. If they're particularly dead. Which they're not. But we did take out his armor. I can't play any more cards, so you should end your turn. At the end of your turn, all the characters in your hand go to the discard, or all the cards, excuse me, in your hand go to the discard pile. At the start of your next turn, you will draw cards to your hand from your draw pile. If there aren't enough cards in your draw pile, the discard pile is shoved into your draw pile, and you may continue drawing from there, which in other words means I only have so many cards. I assume 3 cards are in my discard pile, and none are in my draw, which means, no, 4 are in my draw. So these would be put back in, and I assume you draw 5 at the beginning of your next turn, so we're going to end the turn. We're going to see all 5 go to there. We've got 4 cards left. I assume we draw those 4, then we shuffle these, and I get 1 of them back. And I did. I got second wind again. The enemy's planning to do you more damage. We'd best stop that. Use Sharpen Steel, which is deal weapon damage of 8, and apply 4 bleed. At the start of their turn, this character takes vitality damage equal to stacks of bleed, takes down by 1 each turn. So I assume 4 bleed would be I'd take 4 damage one turn, 3 damage the next, 2 the next, 1 the following. I'd never actually had an encounter last that long because tutorial! At the end of combat, your party is awarded XP that is split between characters. You may also find some florins and a choice of 1 card to add to your deck. Pick a card you'd like to add, but you don't have to. Obviously, I'm taking the money. And I'll take a card. It's a tutorial. It doesn't matter anyway. Deal 4 damage to Vitality. Apply a wound. This character's bleed no longer ticks down. Ooh, hot dog. I can get another rush. Having 2 rushes is not a bad thing. Or deal 8 damage and get preparation. At the start of your turn, draw an additional card for every stack of prep. Ticks down by 1 each turn. Good. Get that. Your character leveled up. When a character levels up, you can choose to give them an extra point in stamina. I'm going to continue to mispronounce that. Stamina or will. They'll also unlock either a talent or a passive ability. Passives are status effects that are pre-applied to a character each combat and can't be removed, so it's constantly there. Talents are cards unique to that character that only they can play, just like their weapon cards. So I can take a gander at what it's going to give us. I'm going to give him an additional stamina. I can. Words are hard. Okay, so we've got talent, and talents. No passives. There's exertion, so pick one card from your discard to move to your hand. Gain exertion. The next card this character plays is banished. It moves it to the banish pile, where it will stay for the remainder of the combat. Oof. That's kind of a... I get to get a card back immediately to play it, potentially again, which could be invaluable, but then I can't play it at all for the rest of the encounter. Whenever this character receives damage from poison, a random ally gains 3 vitality. And then I assume this card's banished for the rest of the turn. Or draw 4 cards and gain pacified. This character cannot play cards. Ticks down by 1 each turn. With exertion. I can't. Not going to last that long anyway. Congratulations! You emerged victorious, revealing your companion. Select an old friend to add them to your party. Any cards he's carrying will also be added to your deck. So now I have Denver. Colorado? Uh-oh, you've been ambushed. Ambush blocks all the remaining lanes. Resolve any one of these cards, removes them all, so it doesn't really matter. The Enders swarm you on all sides. You have no choice but to fight. I can look back over here at my bear. He's got a sparring sword and tattered clothes. I just want to pet his little face. Alright, back to the street. Let's go fight our ambush. Got a wabbit! Okay, hold on. Hold on. Why is the wabbit as tall as, like, Aragorn Pooh Bear? Like Pooh's older cousin. Arabear. Enemies on different ranks attack on alternating turns. So 1 turn, 1 turn, 1 turn, 1 turn. The next rank to attack is indicated by the red bar at their feet. Yoink. If you kill the enemies on the active rank, the opponent's turn is just straight up skipped. Cards are played by the active character. Cards can only be played if this character has enough stamina, good night, and will. Weapon and talent cards can only be played by their wielders. Cards in your hand are highlighted if they can be played by the active character. Try changing the active character to selecting the bear. Now that your companion is selected, you can play their weapon card. They have a sparring sword equipped. This sword attacks an entire rank. Try attacking an opponent on the active rank. So it's going to deal 8 damage to everybody. Which gets rid of their armor. Look at the damage. But wait, if you hover the 2 front enemies, you'll see they both intend to attack your bear. That's going to be a lot of damage. Some cards will apply extra defense, but an even better option would be to evade the attacks altogether. When you hover an enemy, any targets they intend to attack are highlighted, but an icon also appears in the center of the screen, indicating how they're targeting you. This icon means they'll attack the frontmost character in the indicated lane, and is the most common type you'll see from enemies using melee weapons, so they're just going to straight up attack us here. Fortunately, this means this type of attack can be evaded by moving to another lane, or by moving a character behind another. Just make sure the front character can soak up the damage. Now, Kesselmead can take some damage. He's got 14. These guys are going to deal 10, so he would take a bit of a hit, but I haven't even used his abilities. Odds are I can take out at least one of them. The armor can soak up the rest. With a stroke of luck, you've drawn Withdraw, which lets you move a character to another position. This will consume your bear's single point of will for this combat, but avoids them from taking significant damage. Play Withdraw to move your bear to another lane. So we'll do that, we'll move him back here. Now, the bear is safe, but they're out of stamina. My brain done broke. So you should switch back to your mouse to play more cards. We have Rush in our hand, but without any charge, it doesn't deal very much damage. Thankfully, mice have another trick up their sleeves. Each race of animal has their own ability, unique to them, which can be used any time in combat by spending 1 will point. You can hover the ability button to see a description or view them from the main menu's unlock screens. The mouse's ability reduces an opponent's stack of charge and fury, look out for that later in the game, but also gains your character 3 charge for every hit in the attack. Click the ability button at the top of the screen to activate it. Fury, by the way, at the turn end, this character gains charge equal to stacks of fury, and fury increases by 2. So it's going to basically continue to stack up the amount of damage they can deal, which I'm a little worried about already. Alright, now I've got a charge. And for each hit in your attack, gain +3 charge, which will really turn him into a bit of a firehouse heal. I'm going to attack the Wabbit. Now you can either play Rush or Strike, each leading to a slightly different outcome. Try playing Strike against one of the front enemies. I will do that. Can't kill either of them. Fantastic! Now Rush will deal a total of 12 damage to its target. It would be a waste of damage to attack the remaining front opponent. There's 2 remaining front opponents, but okay. So play Rush against the rear enemy instead, which does check out. Because this is going to deal 4, 4, and 4. Neither of your characters can play any more cards, so we're going to end the turn. And they're going to stab me. Well, Kesselmead. Oh! I see. So when I moved him, they still intended to hit him. They just couldn't. I did not realize that when I played the tutorial before. Alright. I just need to finish him off, so we shall do that. We'll deal... just making me attack people, so we'll do that. There we go. Got some florins. Gain a card. I'm going to tell you right now, it does not matter. We're at the end of the tutorial, I believe. Congratulations! You have completed the tutorial. From here, in a typical run, you would enter the city and continue your foray into the streets of Dawn's Point. It's time to wage war against House Ender. So that's the end of the tutorial. That's, in a nutshell, how the game works. It did take us about 17, 18 minutes to fully understand this, but we are going to try and at least start it. I could randomize all. It would appear that I only have mice and bears. Do I want to have a beefcake of a bear and a slightly weaker mouse? Probably. It would appear... let's see. Focusing on high upfront damage. Mice have talents and passives focusing on multi-strike attacks. It would appear that our main person is a bit more armored. Probably who we are, our main character. And I'd rather be Pooh Bear's cousin, personally. So, we're going to do that. I would assume that we get more people as we go. I don't know. Probably unlock new characters, if I was going to guess. A shiny looking Blackfoot scurries. A shifty. Yeah, I can read. A shifty looking Blackfoot scurries towards you, warning of danger ahead. He can offer you some funds, but needs to leave fast. I could gain some salve, which heals for 10 vitality. It's a card. Small wooden hideaway, discreetly obscured by a fruit wagon. Your brothers have offloaded their unneeded wares here. I'm just going to take the money. My guess is I can use this cash. Alright. Raucous laughter echoes down the dark, damp tunnel. The Enders won't suspect a thing. And that's the end of the tunnels. I'm going to take a look at my guys real quick. See what we've got. I've got a round shield and a hatchet and medium armor. Good stuff. I can cycle between my guys, supposedly with Q and E. Oh, okay. He's just got the light armor, and he's got the long sword. Okay. Don't ask me what any of this really means. We're learning as we go. You emerge from the black and find yourself in one of the guard bunks. And he says, "Where the devils did you come from? You can't be here." And of course, this should all be in a very definitive British accent that I'm not going to butcher today. Maybe someday later we'll have a bit of fun with that. Look at the beefcake that Denver is. I'm going to nickname you Coors Light, I think. Alright, so we drew out of our cards that I've not looked at. We've got Guard, which gains 5. My guess is that... Alright, all of these cards can be played by everybody, because they're highlighted. That's what we've learned. Gain 15 damage, but we cannot play... Or 15 armor, but we cannot attack. The Militia Spearman, the rabbit, intends to stab Willows for 6, and as does this guy. So I'm going to switch over to Denver here and see what exactly we can do. We've got 2 stamina. Select a target. If the position behind them is vacant, move them into it. This is going to do 5. That's 10. I need 14 damage. I really need to be able to... If he gains 15, that's going to put his armor up in the 21 range. He can do nothing else. So let's first get a attack out by him against the rabbit. I really probably should take out this guy because they deal the same amount of damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and solid footing Willows. Now that does pacify him. He cannot do anything next turn, but he's not going to be able to take that 16 damage without getting hurt. I'm going to take Denver here. And let me see here. Let's go ahead and just get to work. And I'm going to go ahead and guard up. No, I might as well, right? Don't know how long that lasts. Genuinely don't know. And then we'll end the turn. I can't do anything else, so Willows is going to have to eat this. Now, they are getting safety numbers on the turn start. If the character has 3 or more allies, their armor is raised by 10. Not a big deal. Good. Good stuff. Take cover. Apply 5 armor to an ally and then banish the card. Banishing a card moves to the banish pile where it will stay for the remainder of the combat. So I do get it back. So everyone's attacking Willows again. I'm going to take... Discard a card. Gain 3 charge. Alright, I want to get rid of one of our guards. There we go. And I'll draw 3 more cards, see what we can get. I don't feel like I drew 3 cards. Oh, I gained 3 charge. Dummy. I'm going to withdraw him to back here. That's going to make it so that they can't actually attack anybody, which is good. Because I didn't actually draw any damaging cards this turn. So... I'm just going to guard up. And then I'm going to end the turn. I'm not going to get that card banished. The good news is, really, that... Ooh, timer's going off. Apologies. The good news is... Now Denver's at the front with a nice chunk of health. He's got 3 charge. I can deal some serious damage to this rabbit. There we go. Rabbit's done. I can also... I've got the long sword, so I could have attacked everybody in the front as well. That takes 2 stamina. Do 6 damage if active character is front rank, plus 4 damage. Oh, well. That's beefy. We'll just strike him. Take him out. There we go. Alright. Got some cash. And by cash, I mean... coin. Let's see what cards that we could choose. We don't have to take a card. The big thing is if we take a card, it could be really good, but the more cards, the more you have to draw. And as you draw and discard, you don't get the cards back from the discard pile until you've taken everything from the draw pile. So it's kind of a tit for tat. Natural selection. If target opponent has more health than active character, draw a card. If less health, discard a card. Gain 6 armor and 1 charge. If this character has any adjacent allies of the same race, they all gain 12 armor and 5 charge. Holy cow! If I get a second mouse, that would be... Holy moly. Every character in party loses 1 stamina. For every stamina point spent, deal 6 damage to rank. Yes. Double team... I don't know how likely we are to find another mouse, so we'll take that, because I feel like it would take a stamina from each person, but... A small hatchway leads into a dark, damp moss. I hit the tunnel wall by accident, so as I was reading dark, damp chamber, I hit thick with moss. Alright. A small hatchway leads into a dark, damp chamber behind the city wall. For House Blackfoot! Which I assume we are members of. You open the hatch and enter the city. Alright, we just got combat, combat, or combat. Do we have, like... Have we leveled up? No, we're still level 1 each. Big thing that I was just curious about is if I wanted to change weapons. Wonder how I would do that. Not that it seems to make a lick spit of difference, but just something I'm curious about. I can do combat. Oh, I can do combat positions. I'm gonna put Willows behind Denver. That way I don't have to. If he starts back there, then they're gonna all assault Denver, which is kind of a preference, anyways. Oh. So that's how you swap the... Okay. That's how you do that. Alright, we're learning. We're learning. Obviously, the long sword requires 2 hands. As you can see in the upper right-hand corner of the card, it says great sword and in like, parentheses, 2H, which is for 2 hands. Alright, we're learning. We're learning. I've got combat, combat, or combat, so I'm kind of stuck. Foes block your path. You can't move this way without a fight. Take their blood for Landon. That's just how it is, so these other 2 will expire. It doesn't matter. But it seems I've got to gung-ho my way into the... Okay. Alright, so I remove the bear's special ability, which we've not looked at yet. I remove all stacks of bleed, crippled, poison, and winded, and I gain 3 armor per stack removed. I don't have any of that. Everyone intends to hit me, and the real shame of it is I don't really want to use withdraw. I absolutely hate to think to have to do that. They're gonna deal some damage, and there's no way around it besides withdrawing. Ugh, I hate to. Okay, that's gonna evade everything. I no longer can benefit from the additional damage from Vanguard, so maybe I should have attacked and then moved, actually, in retrospect. I'm gonna try and just whittle down this guy as best I can. Let's make him bleed. He's gonna bleed, so he's basically done. So let's start whittling down on the rabbit's armor. And then we'll end the turn. I wasn't able to use Vanguard, which is a shame, but alright. Ow. Okay, I have misunderstood something. They both intended to attack Denver. I moved Denver back, and then they attacked Willows instead of it being an evade. Which befuddles me slightly. We're still learning here. Long sword attack. Then I'm going to have him guard up. Because I assume he's now the focus of their ire. He is. We'll take out this spearman. This has me absolutely... I'm only mildly confused at how Willow's got attacked. But we're learning. He's going to take one more damage. So Willow's is... He's hurting now. And he's now bleeding. Ow. Applied some more armor to him. He has no charge. We will do that to use his will, and then I will attack with rush. That gets him 9. He's really going to deal some damage now. I assume he's no longer the focus of his ire. Look at that. Guard up. If I kick you, you can't attack because it's not your turn. Okay, we're learning. We're learning. We'll just wild brawl this sucker. I'm still mildly confused how our mouse got attacked, but nonetheless. If active characters in front rank deal weapon damage, in back rank apply 5 charge to ally in front. Okay. Draw a card for each character in the back rank. Back rank characters gain 1 vigor. Deal damage equal to stacks of crippled. I don't really see a need for any of those cards, frankly. Oh my. Alright, so we've got... You dispatch the militia guards with ease. However, one mouse is left begging at your feet for his life. I have to decide. A small wooden hideaway obscured by fruit wagon. Or a humble stone well reveals itself to you in the center of the street. A frail old beggar. Gain a random upgrade token. A chance to offload. Or let's see what we can do with this. I'm nosy. You meander through narrow passages of the city where you hear a command from behind. Halt! What's your business? You and your men take down the guards in swift response. With ease, one mouse remains, trips and falls backwards into a corner. Please, have mercy. I was doing my job. What should we do? I can ruin a card. Or I can let him go. The option leads to a random outcome. I'm a nice Pooh Bear. A nice Aragorn Pooh Bear. You leave the mouse, who scurries off in the other direction. A short while later, he appears again in your path, this time with more friends! You little turdwad! Holy cow! Guard. I have to assume that everyone's about to attack him. Yeah. For not a... 8, 10, 8. Okay. Guard. Guard. He has 3 will back here, so I'm going to dispatch of the hatchet attack. That's going to gain him some charge, which allows him this. We're going to spend some will. No, we're not. $10, 18... 26. Denver's gonna take a hit. Ow. E. Ah. Got the militia bowman in the background as well. Got strike, withdraw, strike. Trying to remember how much. This is just 5 damage. Doesn't really matter what weapon he has. Deal 6 damage with the characters in the front rank. Additional 4. He's gonna get someone very close to dying. Okay. That enforcer's dead. Now the archers are about to fire, so it doesn't really make a ton of difference. We'll end the turn here. Gonna have to eat these bows. Ah. Ah. Oh, Denver's not doing well. Denver's not doing well at all. Alright. He was winded, but that seems to have ended now. Okay. He has no stamina at all. Okay, that will kill him. Rush is 1 by 3. That won't deal enough. Let's do Wild Brawl. That'll deal 6. Or no, it won't, apparently. Didn't that say? Hold on. That said, each character in your party loses 1 stamina. For every stamina point spent, deal 6 damage to a rank. He didn't deal any damage to the rank. Must need to be more than 1. He's dead. He's gonna probably kill Denver. Ah, Pooh Bear! What have I done? That card's useless now because the bear's dead. That card's not been banished because I can't use it. How? Pretty sure I'm dead. Pretty sure dead has happened. Let's do that. We'll do Sharpened Steel. That's applied some bleed. He's going to lose 4 health. I now have 3 charge. I've got 1 stamina left. And I have to decide between... Really, I have to decide between... Who's going to attack next? He's going to attack next, so... This is an easy choice. I'll get rid of Kick. Actually, no. I have changed my mind. I wish to not do that. Well, I've selected it and I have to do it now. This is 6 by 3. That's 18. He won't kill me. So... I think I have lost already, but it's okay. We're learning. Roguelikes will do that. Round shield I can't use. This deals damage. To an entire rank. I can't kill him. I have lost, I think. What I get for showing mercy. I won 2 combat experiences. I completed 0 streets. I finished with 14 cards in my deck. I lost 2 party members. I finished with some money. Okay. Well, fascinating. I did unlock some weapons. I got a bill hook, a halberd, a greatsword. These cards will spawn in future campaigns. Be sure to look out for them in the future. I have not unlocked the weasel. Can be recruited from taverns, which I've not seen. The wolf, the hare, and the beaver are all people who I assume I can unlock at some point. But we haven't done that yet. Very fascinating. Well, I had a lot of fun. If you did, I'd love to know. Liking the video, that's all fine and good. Sharing it with your friends, you know, that's helpful too. But really what I like to see, what's always kind and nice for me, is to see in the comments, I enjoyed this. I want to see more of this. I just had a blast. It's not often that I can sit down and go, this is making me think. I feel like I'm playing a card game, but it's a game. I'm not good at it, but I had fun. So, if you enjoyed it, let me know. And until next time, I hope you have a great day.